Hey there, Selective Collective. This is Kim. I thought I would get on here real quick and do a collective message for you all because I'm in between the readings. You know I like to get those readings out. So we're gonna do a collective message. Let's start off with the Moonology. I think this is the Moonology Manifestations deck. And let's get into this. Private readings available in the description box below if you'd like one. Their pricing is $22 to $60 and they're based on time. And otherwise, thank you so much for being here, for liking, for commenting. I love comments. Thank you so much for all the support. You know I send my love out to the collective every single day. Yeah, we're making this happen together. Like everything we're doing, we're having it come together. Well, this is what I needed earlier when I was on the phone with the IRS. I needed breathe through the tension. Ugh. Who likes that stuff, right? Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. Yeah, well, I was going to say too, have you been feeling these energies? They've been quite intense for me. Like a inner child inside me is like screaming, but I just want to be in a good mood. I just want to feel good. You know what I mean? Like that's what the energy is doing to me right now. I don't know why. Sometimes it's like it's very easy to focus and just be, you know, driven. But there's like a inner child. I don't, maybe that's why they're saying, hey, breathe through this, because there's things coming up, at least for me, where my inner child is wanting to come out all the time. All the time. And it's like saying, like, so I don't know, but I feel like it's trying to trigger some changes, that inner child. And so the Scorpio energy here, breathe through the tension. It might be transformation too, that we're, you know, breathe through it, because there's a few uncomfortable spots. I mean, as consciousness changes, as we all are changing and becoming more aware and all of that, then we're feeling and sensing and going through different things right now. And I almost feel like we are all in a chrysalis and it's mushy and it's uncomfortable and we don't know exactly the complete outcome yet, but we know to trust a process, to not come out until the butterfly is done. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of the messages that I've been getting as far as that. And the new moon in Leo, shine. New moon in Leo says shine. This is where we would be placing our intention on what we really want to see physically manifest in our lives. This could be bringing out like leadership qualities in you, this card. The Scorpio card is trying to help you breathe and relax through a time of great change and transformation. Like that's what that one's about. And this new moon in Leo is definitely like there's some type of energy here where you're stepping out. You'll be stepping out. So again, I see this like as a process of you coming to some type of eventually some really huge full potential, right? Meeting this full potential. Beautiful. Know your worth. I love that. I love that. Loving yourself. New moon in Taurus. Know your worth. When you know that you're whole on every single level, when you know that you're already whole, when you know that you're already complete, yes, there may be transformation, but really what should be powering the transformation is knowing that you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself, you know, to give yourself the best experience here. I was thinking about that today. Actually, I was, because I was doing subliminal videos for myself, and it was so beautiful. The subliminal is about stepping into your God energy. Okay, you had to laugh at me, all right, if you want to, it's all right. But it was, the subliminal messages gave me such a, like a visual of a visual and a feeling at the same time of like shaking off some darker energies that were kind of dampening my confidence. And yeah, and wow, it really did help confidence levels, but it by making me realize all the things in life that can happen to you, especially when it's one after the other, i.e. not a good relationship, somebody talking like down to you, if you've had that happen, you know, sometimes for years, if you have a job where you're underappreciated, maybe you've done that for years, you know what I mean? But those big events in our life really can shape our confidence, and it can knock it, almost like attaching energy that doesn't belong there. And so, yeah, I was getting the message of you should, like, of grace and being very proud of who you are at any stage. Being very proud, coming back to, really it felt like coming back to a divine self, you know? A feeling of like overcoming too, of overcoming whatever things that you've had to deal with. It's going to be different for all people, but sometimes it can have the same effect as far as like a knock on confidence, you know? So trust the universe is on the bottom. First quarter moon in Aquarius, trust the universe. And then first quarter moon in Capricorn, unleash your kindest self. Unleash your kindest self. And to yourself, unleash your kindest self. And to everybody else. Yes, that always pays. That's always a good energy exchange to do that. To be nice. So be nice to yourself, be nice to everyone else. Especially when we're having to breathe through some type of tension, you know. So know your worth and shine. And shine. Like the sun. Like the sun. There's that leadership, Leo, shine. You don't have to be Leo. It's just grabbing onto that energy there of new moon and Leo, shine. So there's some kind of big happiness event happening that is occurring. The sun represents healing and energy, new experiences. I'm getting crystalline. And with that message, I'm getting the crystalline adaptability. As more light being able to enter your body, so is your ability to adapt and bend and change, such as something that is here on Earth that is a crystalline structure would be able to do. If you want to know more about that, then I'm really just getting the message. Look up crystalline structure in its basic form, like in the basic, what it means in science. What are the properties? What are some types of materials that are crystalline? What do they do? what are their qualities, and then it's going to shed some light there as to things that you're going to be able to do too. So that's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Let's get some different messages coming through. Oh. The blood card. I really have a lot of root, earth energy here, grounded, because I'm seeing the creativity, the solar plexus chakra, the root chakra, and blood in it. Oh, wow. Okay, so making you feel alive, right? Making you feel alive. Something blooming or blossoming for you. A ruby might be significant to you, or somebody, maybe somebody's name was named Ruby. Different. It's different. What did they do with the ruby? Was it Ruby Shoes in The Wizard of Oz? That's coming through as a message, as being something about your manifestation is going to be as quick as clicking your heels pretty soon. And perhaps you've already noticed yourself manifesting quicker. Okay, grammatically, let's be more quick. So you may have noticed small things. When I first started getting into these things and really into manifestation too, because I thought it was super cool to see signs that I asked for, you know. And then I thought it was even cooler when one of the first things that I remember, obviously not one of the first things I've ever manifested, but something that was that manifested very quick was, I want a piece of red velvet cake. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm pretty sure nobody has a red velvet cake. I'm really craving a red velvet cake. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes by and gives me a piece of red velvet cake that day. I was like, no shit. Like this cake represents so much more than anything. And so there's an element to this, what they're like saying, and this really goes into what I've been exploring here. There's a theory on consciousness. It's called noetic. Yeah, I want to pronounce it right. Noetic. Noetic. Noetic consciousness. And basic. Okay, yeah, I really don't want to say basically, because there's no basically with it. But how I feel is that I had a need to manifest something, and I was already connected to it in this field of consciousness, right? So it makes sense then when I hear other videos and other people and theories where they're like, what you desire desires you. You know, at first I was like, bullshit. You know, for real, I just didn't really believe that stuff. But then I got to thinking about it. And I was like, well, with the red velvet cake, could it be possibly that I was already connected to a desire? I just pulled it in. And they're saying that, yes, there's something to that. There's something to that. I think Neville Goddard is the one that I got the whole, if I want to quote and give the proper citation is, and I think Alan Watts even talks about things like this, just naturally coming to you. And yeah, I just really think that there's something about this connection with the consciousness and what you're manifesting, and you already being connected to it. They're gonna figure this out anyway. I feel like with consciousness studies of how, I don't know, more so about what's going on with our thoughts and how we're coming up with things. Like how is our actual physical brain interpreting things? You know what I mean? And then so that's where the noetic consciousness comes into play, because it does blend like okay, well, let's think about it like this. We're in this body, so we should be looking at the neurology part of the physical things and not just the metaphysical side, and combining them. It would make sense that what you desire desires you, and that is coming out with this card to me. And then also the manifestation, the clicking of the ruby slippers. Like, obviously she wanted to go home, right? So I feel like the home is your ability for instant manifestation, your ability to be the magi, the wizard in your life, you know? Yeah, something like that. So that's interesting. I love doing these channeled things for you all. They're super fun, and something is coming together. So not only are you going to feel like alive, you could be coming out of a time of chaos, or when things were chaotic for quite a while. You know, it could be that you, if you're like me, you could look at your whole life and be like, damn, that was all chaotic. So, you know, I guess it just depends on what kind of life you've had or what kind of experiences you've had thus far. It's all been a fun ride, though. And even the sad times, even that, it's like a bittersweet symphony to me. I look back on even sad memories with fondness and love. Okay? And that's part of this kind of self. That's another message, is to, it's really important when you can get to a point in your life where you love every single thing. Like, even the dirt on your shoes that you don't want to track onto the carpet, like, you end up loving that stuff too. You know what I mean? Like, when you can get to that point, things, I feel like, change probably drastically, because when your judgment is neutral, or you love something, neutral or love, you're more open. And the more open you are, the more expanded your consciousness is. And so then you have access to manifesting more things. So I think logically, it just makes sense to find it in our hearts to love every single aspect here on earth, even if it's hard. Okay, so conjunction. Conjunction is a divine merging. It's a coming together for what is meant to be for you. You have been infinitely creating, but there's an energy here. Okay, I feel like it is an energy here that is a divine connection meant to kind of converge or come together with you. Might just be for the, not just, but it may be for the purpose of manifestations through unconditional love. It may be to spread that message. It may be because, I mean, some of you all have a soul that's like, no, I just want this, this, and this, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe you're just wanting a relationship, and that's like, I don't want to do any extra work. Okay, well then that might be representing this too. This can be all kinds of things, but it is for the purpose of manifestation, and it's infinite. It's been going on for a very long time. These connections, and then the creative potential here represented by all of those colors is just beautiful. Something's coming together the way that it was supposed to come together. Oh, I like this. Okay, let's get out this interesting deck here. The reason I say, I feel like I need to explain something. The reason I say when you find it in your heart to either be neutral or to love something, and we release judgment, because when we're placing harsh judgment, it's almost like trying to shut the door on something, and there may be an aspect in whatever it is you're trying to shut out that's actually part of the equation for what you could create, something new, something different. That didn't really explain it that well either, but I hope you understand what I mean. I hope you understand what I mean. Meditation teacher, teach, heal, wellness. Teach, heal, wellness. Astral projection, out-of-body experience, OBE, teleportation. The only thing I have issues with astral projection is, like, I always feel like I can't calm my inner child enough to do it. Like, because it's just always busy and doing, it's not always necessarily thinking of things, but what's the word? Distracted? Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. So if you're somebody that can do this, oh my goodness, yes, do it. Because there's things that you can fix on the astral plane that you can heal too for others. Could be a new way of healing things within the consciousness collective here through astral travel. Light worker, awaken, healer, teacher, leader, and truth seeker. Ooh, psychic medium. Some of you might be stepping into a role as a psychic medium, or somebody who is very aware that our consciousnesses, is that the right way to say it? Are connected, that we're always connected, living or ascended from the body. We're still always connected. And so when you're absolutely aware and certain of that, and you have no doubt in your mind that that can be done, it can be accessed, and if you feel also like pulled to it, that desire might be there because the actions can be performed. You know what I mean? So again, if there's a desire to go towards this, it's because somewhere you're already connected with it. And so I would say that for some is a confirmation for you of that. Like, I have the Dark Night of the Soul in the reverse. It looks like this chaos in the reverse to me. Like finally coming out of a slumber. A slumber. Communication between spirit worlds. And you could be somebody that communicates through spirit world, and there are some energies that aren't human or never have been human, and we give them all kinds of different names just so that we can figure out where to put it, right? Because we're all about, how do I organize this how does this brain handle what I'm getting from this group or this entity or being. You may be, and look, you might be one of those people that's able to contact energies and think real original and just be like, I'm not relating this to anything in history. I'm not relating what I'm contacting to anything, and then give it a name, and then there you go. Then you've also created a new outlet for someone to reach, gain insight and new information. Because essentially that's all we've been doing is giving these things different names. But what you're actually pulling through, the information would be important, is what I'm pulling out from that. So it's more about the information. But if you do not feel drawn, if you're one of those people, if you're like me, and you have a hard time connecting, like it's not that I don't, it's just I mainly connect with like the angelic realm. And I have never really felt a pull towards any of these space beings labels. However, there may come a day where I connect with something. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give you all a name, because I don't, if you don't feel like you resonate with any other channels, that's actually just something that I feel like somebody is being pushed to do, to step into your power here. Bring in the new. So I'm getting new names, new connections, new names, new channelings, new beings, or spirit. Clairvoyance. We have another sunflower, so I really think they're saying again, yeah. This is about you shining. This is about you shining and something kind of new, something rather new. It does say clairvoyance, so clear smelling. That would be our olfactory. There may be changes in how you're sensing smelling too, right? Maybe. I've had that happen to me twice, but only once, that I feel comfortable being able to confirm that there was no other way. I had overpowering smell of roses, and it reminded me of my grandmother, and perfume, that roses, because it's very distinct when somebody only wears rose perfume, like roses. Like it has a very certain smell to it. You know the smell when you smell it. And so I immediately knew. And what was weird about that sensation was it lasted a lot longer than I would have thought, because I immediately recognized it as being, this is this is something like supernatural happening right now. But I didn't expect it to last as long as it did. I think it lasted for either full 30 seconds to a minute. And that was it was a long time. And then it was gone. It was gone. Had no way of getting there. That was interesting. Telepathy, thought reading, extrasensory perception, ESP. That's your, well, this would be somebody who is able to accurately identify what pieces of information is coming from a certain individual's process. You know what I mean? Because we all have access to all of it anyway. But when you're able to hone in on a certain person, on a certain time, when you're able to do that, then it comes into the realm of telepathy and thought reading, because you're actually, in a way, getting into the chambers of one's head. This would be the person that is absolutely able to identify that is what they can do. So you would have no doubt in your mind whatsoever that this is what you do. You would have several instances throughout your day where you get to the point where you start saying stuff to people because you know that that's what they're about to say. Like, just for almost like a kick. Like, that's what you end up doing, because it's fun. That energy is fun. And I personally believe that our souls, okay, this is just my belief, there's absolutely no scientific proof on this whatsoever. Let me just say, I have a belief though that our souls already have us protected. So if there's anything, that you wouldn't want somebody else to know, because I'm so not about promoting fear, that I believe there's probably like an innate protection over certain things. And then you can ramp up your protection if you're thinking something that you really don't want somebody else to know that you're thinking about, and you can extra protect yourself. I don't know. That's my out there philosophy, is that you shouldn't ever really worry too much, because I don't think your soul would allow information that you're not wanting to be known, or that somebody else because I don't want that card to be read as invading somebody's space, because I don't think it is. But I do think it's a talent, and it's a talent that comes with some type of awareness. Because wise discernment, obviously, wise discernment. And we are different. Our bodies are different. They obviously have to be doing different things. 999, thank the past for the lessons and leave it where it belongs, so you can make the best of a life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. I am unique. 21, you are inspiring. You're creative. Yeah, everything you do here, okay? You're inspiring others. I am inspiring. 21. And here's this card. I tell you, and it being in the reverse, I'm thinking that Spirit's really saying there's something that you're going to be stepping into, such as a leadership position, okay? So in an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable, compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. I'm a leader. 28 and 17, you are independent. Quality of work you produce when you're going at it alone is almost unbelievable. I am independent. This one's interesting. I'm gonna end it with this one, but this one I think is probably most important when dealing with any of these gifts that you might have. Okay, 16, you have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings. I'm going to say and thoughts with that. So a wisdom seeker, and your angels ask that you share your knowledge for the benefit of others. I am perceptive. 16, I am perceptive. All right. I'm sending you so much love and light. Thanks for joining me. Bye.